Hey, well, let's get started here. Okay, let's start with this. How about it, Chuck? I just love your living room. At Globe Life Field, you've got your own living room where you work every single day of the year, right?
Yeah, it's really a great place to come to work. I mean, first of all, any ballpark that you're going to work at every day, you can't really complain about going to work at a ballpark. But they really did a nice job with this, and the architects interviewed me and talked about my early memories of PA announcers, and of course, I grew up near St. Louis, and there was a guy named Charlie Jones, not the play-by-play guy, but Charlie Jones did the PA for the Cardinals at Sportsman's Park and Busch Stadium. And he used to sit behind home plate. And the reason he was there is back before they electrified his system, he would step on the field through a gate and announce down first base or third base line with a megaphone who was up to bat. And once they electrified the PA system, he just stayed there. And so that's kind of what I told the architects. And they knew my affection for wanting to be around the fans and talk to fans. So they put me on the main concourse in kind of a bubble, and it's really nice. It's first class.
Well, let's go back to last Saturday as you called your 3,000th straight baseball game, and it was Chuck Morgan Day. How about that?
Yeah, who would have thought? I mean, being a baseball fan, and when they have a day for you like that, it was pretty special. And Bill, you did enough games and still working with the Cowboy games that there's things that happen in your personal life that people have to sacrifice. And I was lucky enough to have my two sons here, and they were here, and they probably suffered the most for 3,000 straight games because I couldn't go to a lot of their little league games or their football games or birthday parties, things like that. So they understood that baseball schedule, and any of us that work in baseball or sports are kind of ruled by that whatever that schedule is, and they had to sacrifice. But it was really a special day, and I really appreciate it.
And some special thoughts shared by the likes of Charlie Huff and Nolan Ryan and Adrian Beltre, right?
Anytime players take time to send messages like that, it's pretty special. And I've worked on that type of thing for years for other people when they went into the Hall of Fame or had their numbers retired. And for Adrian Beltre and Nolan Ryan to take time to send us a message, that's pretty special. I think Pudge sent us a message, but man, it was that was really special to have something like that happen.
Well, take me back to April 4th, 1983. You, fresh out of the Grand Ole Opry, did your first baseball game. Did you ever think that was the first of 3,000?
No, I didn't think about that. I kid everybody that 2 weeks before that, I was introducing Barbara Mandrell on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. And then 2 weeks later, I'm introducing Buddy Bell playing third base for the Texas Rangers. So, April 4th was opening night. In 1983, we won the ball game. Mike Smithson was on the mound, and it was great to be doing a major league game. The only problem, we only had 13,000 fans in Arlington Stadium, and we were up against the Phi Slamma Jamma Houston Cougars in the NCAA Final Four. So a lot of folks stayed home to watch that basketball game, but it still was a great night, and it was my first Ranger game. But there's no way I thought I'd ever work 3,000 straight.
What you've been able to have World Series there, your All-Star games. What's your most special memory over all these decades of doing this?
Well, I probably share one with a lot of Ranger fans because once you invest a lot of emotion and passion into a franchise, to win a pennant for the first time and watch Neftali Feliz strike out Alex Rodriguez, that's probably my favorite moment. But so many other things have happened through my Ranger career, Bill. The Kenny Rogers' perfect game, Paul Merrill's 500th homer, Michael Young winning a batting title, all of these things that I got to announce to the crowd. Of course, Adrian Beltre's 3,000th hit, but the All-Star game, World Series games, those are always great. You get to do the lineups live on national TV. You get a little nervous, get a few butterflies, but that's pretty cool. But any of those great moments where a player's accomplished something, to be a part of that, like Nolan's 5,000 strikeout was probably the first big major thing that I ever saw at Arlington Stadium, and Nolan's seventh no-hitter. But those were all great things.
I grew up a Rangers fan, and I want to take you back to that moment when Neftali Feliz struck out Alex Rodriguez to send the Rangers to the World Series. I was making my way from the left field press box at the ballpark, and I actually had tears welling up in my eyes as I made my way there to cover that event. How about for you as the moment happened? What were your emotions like?
Well, I'm pretty much the same that you had. I mean, again, once you've invested a lot of time and effort, hard work, and you want to win, and something like that happens, it gets a little dusty in there, and it mixed in with fireworks and confetti. And I tell everybody now, I need some more confetti because I had some, and somewhere in the move, I lost all my confetti. But we need some more confetti games here. But yeah, I'm just real emotional. And shoot, Bill, I get emotional when Pudge Rodriguez or Nolan Ryan come back to the ballpark to visit. So, but yeah, I was emotional when we won the pennant.
Yeah. All right. So how about this season? I mean, there's so much anticipation with the opening of the new ballpark, and what was it like for you just not having those fans in the stands this season?
Well, the first thing that I felt that it's not really the home of the Rangers yet. We can't call this home because we're missing the biggest part of a ballpark. Who would ever thought we'd had ball games without fans? I mean, that just doesn't sound right. And it's been one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to deal with because you just would never think that would happen. And Michael Gruber, the old Grubes, has helped me out a lot with providing fake crowd noise. Again, who would ever thought we'd had to have fake crowd noise for a baseball game? But again, it's been a very difficult season to work, and it's just hasn't felt right because the most important people to me are the fans, and they weren't able to be here.
It's almost like the true opening day of the new ballpark will be hopefully next year when we'll be able to have a full house in there. Don't you think?
You're exactly right, and I'm hoping we can have that. I hope things get straightened out to where we can have a full house here on opening day, but that because this is as much the home for the fans as it is for the players. So it'll finally become a ballpark when we get the fans in here.
Okay. October, it's a big month for you. Starting on Tuesday, National League Division Series, then the National League Championship Series, then the World Series. Chuck Morgan, your voice is going to be on national television a lot the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be worn out from listening to me by the end of October. But it's really a special thing. I mean, and it's a tip of the cap to the ballpark that we can host that because this. Over the games that I've watched, it's really a great place to watch a game. And I think we're going to be allowed to have some fans here for the National League Championship Series and the World Series. So some fans will get to see what a great facility this is to watch a ball game. But it's really exciting. It's a lot of work. I mean, we're having to change a lot of things out. Whichever team is the home team, we've got to make the players feel like they're playing at home. So it'll be a little bit different than some of the things we've done before. And like I said before, it's a lot of work. We're changing out scoreboards right now and a lot of our looks, but it's going to be some fun and looking forward to it. And our goal, Bill, is to make sure when Major League Baseball and the other clubs leave here that, hey, the Rangers did it the right way and it was a special time.
Now, one of your signature phrases is it's baseball time in Texas. Will you be able to use that during the postseason?
I haven't been told yet. I have been told that if the Dodgers are here, I do have to say the old Vin Scully line, it's time for Dodger baseball. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say it's baseball time in Texas, but I may try to sneak that in at least for the World Series.
When you found out that Globe Life Field would be hosting the postseason, what was your immediate reaction?
My first reaction was, okay, that's going to be a lot of work. What do we got to do? What do we got to change out? Things like that. And, I really offered Major League Baseball the opportunity because I felt like, okay, if the Rangers win the World Series and I couldn't be there, what would I want? So I offered to them that if the PA announcers for the home clubs wanted to send us recordings of their players coming up to bat. When they were the home team, we would do that. And they decided against it. They felt like that if there's a situation late in the game where they need some excitement, it needs to sound a little bit different. So I'll give them the old home treatment. But when the first reaction was, okay, we got a lot of work to do and it's going to be great. But and again, I really felt good that people around the country are going to get to see the ballpark and really see that it's a really nice place to watch a baseball game.
How many years ago has it been that you were on Hee Haw?
It's probably been over 40 years. Most of the people that I was on Hee Haw with are not with us anymore. I was in with Goober Lindsay and Roy Clark, Buck Owens, and that was back in the day. People can still catch it on RFD late at night on cable. So, that was, I stood in the cornfield and had a great time. It had some of the greatest comedy ever, Bill.
You know what? Some network TV reporter covering the World Series needs to do a little segment on the PA man with here at Globe Life Field and pull up some of that Hee Haw stuff.
We can I can get them the videotapes and the DVDs, and they can the footage is available. It's out there, and you can combine. Well, he's got 3,000 straight games, and he was on Hee Haw. There's a story there somewhere.
Finally, just over the years, how special has it been for you just connecting with Rangers fans?
Most important thing that I do. I mean, I love getting their feedback. That's why they built this PA room for me where I can invite fans in here about an hour before the game and open the door and come in and talk baseball and shake hands. And most important thing to me, just that they have a great time at the ballpark, and they mean so much to us. And, I was told a long time ago at the Grand Ole Opry by Roy Acuff, the king of country music, my first night at the Opry, he told me that if you're good to those people out there in the seats, they're going to be good to you. And I've always remembered that. And I feel the same way about baseball fans. It's very important for me to be good to them because I know they're going to be good to us. And they take good care of us. And I can't wait to get them in this ballpark so it feels like home again.
You've done 3,001 in a row. How many more you got left in you?
I don't know. John Blake did some research and found that I'm my consecutive game streak is at the top, but there was a guy in Chicago named Pat Piper that did the Cubs from 1924 to 1974. I don't know if I have 50 years in me or not. I talked to Nolan Ryan the other day, and he said, "Man, you got to get to 4,000." And I don't know if I can. That's a lot of years, so I don't know if I can make that or not. But it's been a great ride and a great career, and I love Texas and love these fans, and it's just a pleasure to come to work at a ballpark every day.